All right, guys, welcome to episode number 24 of Kayak Fishing Obsessed. If you love kayak fishing, fishing in general, guys, you are in the right place. I have Jay, bearded dad, fishing with us tonight. And man, I was on a site today, and this guy's putting out some banger videos lately when it comes to kayaks. And so we are going to be geeking out on kayaks, what type of kayaks to buy, best kayaks under $1,000, fishing kayaks, fishing kayaks. But before we get there, I got some news and updates for you. I want to thank the sponsor of the show tonight, usrivermaps.com. You guys see over my shoulder here. Those on the podcast obviously can't see this, but let me show you this. So this is like a close up. I haven't done this yet, but what Jeff does, and he's a listener. I might be on tonight. So Jeff, if you're on, say hey to everybody. These are topographical maps. These things are awesome and really in detail, all the streams and riverways, and he has them for every state all across the United States. So go check him out. And as you guys can see here, there's a code there. Get $35 off. If you're on the podcast, it's all lowercase, GET, $35 OFF. Also, tonight, we got the Cast Cray giveaway. If you become a channel member of my show, of my channel, really, anytime between now and the next show, Cascray, my buddy over there, Rick, is going to give you a $10 gift card to his shop. So go check him out. Guys, oh, yeah, real quick. I had one this past week. So let me see here. Matt Turner, my man, thank you so much for coming a member. And what do I see here? Someone just like the Outdoor Conquest, my man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Guys, I don't make money on this. All the money goes right back into the channel. I mean, StreamYard streaming alone is like $50 a month. So thank you all who support. I really, really, really appreciate it. All right. So next we got here in 13 days from today, guys. I've been talking about this for a long time. The Knucklehead Bass Fishing Series begins. If you are new and you haven't heard about this, here in May, there's going to be 4 1-month tournaments, May, June, July, and August for me. And if you win that month tournament, the CPR tournament, catch, photo, release, you win a spot on my team, and we're going to travel down to Lake Gunnersville and Lake Wheeler and Huntsville, Alabama. And we're going to fish off against Chad Hoover and his team, Fluke Master, his team, Alex Rudd and his team, the Aggressively Average Anglers, their teams. There's 2 of them there. We have Fishing with Gramps. He's got a team going on. Clay Guida, the UFC champion. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Larry Melton Jr., what is it? John Cruz from Missile Baits. So, guys, this thing is absolutely blowing up. So, if you have not signed up but want to be a part of that, I would love for you to join Team Wendell. Head over to fishingchaos.com and you can sign up. This is like an entry level tournament. This is actually my first tournament. I feel like I can compete in it. I'm pretty excited about it. And it's only $15 to sign up. So if you're new to tournaments and kind of want that entry level step up into tournaments, you're always curious about it. Well, now is the time. Love to have you be a part of Team Wendell. And my man over at Cascray, he is putting up 4 $100 Cascray gift cards. So if you just join my team, and fish in that tournament, you're going to be entered for 4 of these, and we're going to do it down the road after it's all kind of done in 4 months from now. But you could win one of those. And right now, guys, I was just checking this out before the show. There are 267 anglers across all those teams, over 1,600 fish already posted, which is pretty awesome. So this is going to be so much fun. So love for you to be a part of that. Enough with all that stuff. All right. Although that is a bunch of fun. Remember, this is an interactive show. And so, Jay, my man, 250,000 views. Nice. Welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, Darren? I'm good, man. How are you?
You know what? I'm not doing too bad. What I love about the show is, I don't just look for people who have 100,000 subscribers. I feel like there's a lot of new people to the game who are really putting out incredible content. And man, you got some banger videos recently.
No, I appreciate it, man. That's the thing about YouTube. It brings all types of people out, and there's knowledge to be dropped on there, man. There's guys that have 1,000 subscribers, and they're dropping bombs. And then you
Yeah.
got guys like Lucas from the Outdoor Conquest, man. That guy, I've known that guy for a little bit, and he puts out some awesome fishing videos from Lake St. Clair, catching
Mm,
them monster smallies.
mm. I gotta get up there. I mean, Lake St. Clair is like 3 hours from me. I just need to make
No,
the
it's
drive.
not bad.
I've never fished Lake St. Clair before, even though I know it's like renowned for smallmouth.
Yeah, crazy. It looks crazy big, man. I'm trying to get out there to meet up with those guys. So fishing trip.
So where are you at?
So I'm out like around Allentown, Pennsylvania. So southeast Pennsylvania. So I fish like Nockamixon, not too far from the Susquehanna, Delaware, Water Gap.
Oh, that's like Appalachian Trail territory.
Yeah, man. I'm like a stone's throw away from Jersey.
Okay, okay. I hiked the AT back in 2008. Through hiked it, so I came through the
Oh,
Delaware Water
nice.
Gap and all that jazz. So love
Okay.
it, love it. So here, real quick, tell us about your YouTube journey a little bit. And as you're doing that,
Yeah.
I'm going to read some of these comments because there's like 17 that I've yet to go.
Nice.
They've been
Uh,
kicking
yeah,
off.
man. So the YouTube journey started with a Father's Day gift from the wife. Bought me a GoPro, and I was like, "That's cool." You know, I really wanted a GoPro so I could show her the fish I'm catching when I'm out there, and be like, "Yo, check out this fish." And anyways, I got it, and the same weekend that I got it, I caught my first muskie, and I
Ooh,
was like, "Well, I should probably put that up on YouTube. Maybe people want to see that." So sure enough, I posted. I didn't know nothing about posting on YouTube, really, like editing the thumbnails, titling your videos. So I took a shot, started posting on YouTube, and I mean, it was just. I think my second video was how to make a kayak crate, which was like 4-minute video, and I was super nervous.
that's a quick video.
And was that yeah, quick video, man. But I was nervous. I had my wife shooting with the GoPro, and I
All
think I
right.
probably did like 100 takes, and it was just my wife there, and I was crazy nervous. But yeah, so I just started uploading, and after I don't know, maybe 6 videos, I took a 6-month break. I
You're
figured I could
tired.
almost
Yeah.
retire. Yeah, I had like a whopping 66 subscribers at that point. So I took 6 months off and then came back. I did a trip down south to the Sandy Cooper with my buddy Juan, and after doing that trip, I shot some footage, and from there I just started posting more regularly and had a video do pretty good. I got I don't know I was getting maybe like 1,000 views a week, which for me was good at the time for just my kayak fishing setup.
Yeah.
And little by little, just started building up a following, and just continued from there, man. So that was about a year ago, and I haven't stopped posting since. So I'm not as consistent as I want to be. I'm posting about every 2 weeks,
Okay.
but yeah, I'll be posting. I'll be actually posting more coming up. I'm starting to commit to once a week. So I know. I mean,
Yeah.
you bang them out. You put what, 2 a week?
Oh my gosh, I do a video a day. Like not a full length, but I do some type
Yeah.
of video where they're shorts. Now it's a season, right? If you're thinking about being a content creator, like and now is the time. Like it was like dead
Hmm.
the last 4 or 5 months, but everybody's searching for fishing content and eating it up. So I
Yeah.
kind of put it in over. I literally have probably 40 videos done and in queue right now.
No kidding.
It's stupid.
Yeah, that's
It's just
gold,
silly.
man. People don't
It's something.
understand the amount of work that goes
Oh,
into like a YouTube, and it's not just a YouTube channel; it's everything that comes along with it. But just something I think I have a conversation at least twice a week with somebody saying, "Yo, you should start a YouTube channel about that." Whatever it is. Today, I was talking to my buddy who likes to play poker. I said, "You should start a YouTube channel.
yeah. And they're like,
Anyone can
what?
do it." Yeah, and like everyone has a niche, like something they love to do.
Yeah. You know, I follow Think Media. For those anybody who's listening and are like, hey, you know what? If Darren can do it, if Jake can do it, I can do it. And you can. That's the beauty of YouTube. You don't have to be outgoing. You just have to be yourself. There's no better time to be yourself right now. And YouTube, there's no faster growing smaller business in America right now than content
Yeah,
creators.
the influencer
Crazy.
market is crazy. But yeah,
Crazy.
Sean Cannell from Think Media, I love that guy,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Yeah, everyone's always asking me, oh, how do you do it? How do you do this? How do you do it? It's like, here's what you do. You go over to Think Media, you listen to Sean Cannell, and you do exactly what he says, and
Yeah,
you'll be successful. Period. That's how it works.
yeah, man.
Ugh.
He built up
It's
his
funny.
brand that same way.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, now when I type in something, when I want to know about YouTube, it's how do I whatever, Think Media, right? I don't
Yeah.
go to any other place. Trust that dude. Cool guy. Cool guy. We kind of cut our teeth on the same thing. My second video was also a kayak crate video. Um,
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it really was. And it has like 50,000 views right now. Now, granted, it was done 2 years ago and it was just awful, right? Yeah, 1,000 takes. I'm
Hmm.
just figuring it out. I'm learning how to cut in iMovie, but and a lot of that has been my channel over the years has been kind of a DIY. I like saving money. I like working with my hands. I like having tools. And of course, along the way, you're kind of testing new things out and kind of getting more into the fishing stuff, like specific, not just looking at your kayaks. But man, it is a ton of fun, and I just absolutely love the community. I mean, we have 51 people on right now, and they are just going crazy over here, just talking to one another, and I just love it every day. Like 50
Yeah.
comments rolling in. It is
That,
it is a
that's my
blast.
favorite part about what I did, man. With starting the YouTube channel is all the people I've got to meet because of it. I mean,
Yeah,
there's people I talk to. I mean, I talk to Lucas every day. My buddy Brian, the Michigan fisherman, who I saw his comment pop up earlier. I ain't
yeah.
never met those guys, but we're chatting all the time. You know, my good friend Fernando, he commented on one of my videos. He happened to live like 20 minutes away from me. We got together and fish, and now it's one of my best buds.
No, I hear it. That's how it
You meet
happens.
people that way.
I love it. I love. What do you do for a living? You were just telling me a bit, but I didn't get to dive into it. I did
Yeah,
notice you had
sure.
some pretty sick hats and stuff on your
Yeah,
Instagram.
man. So I own a screen print and embroidery shop. So I've been printing T-shirts, making hats for about 10 years, and so I do all types of custom merch. So just like this shirt, catch more bass. Right, so I make all my own merch. So it's pretty convenient.
Nice. I love it. All right, so let's hop in a little bit here. I always like to bring people on who I think are uniquely positioned. And I was watching one of your videos today when it comes to we had a couple videos you did that I really liked. I mean, for the amount of subscribers you have, which is kind of a vanity metric, but regardless, like what, 35, 4,000? Your
Hmm.
last couple of videos were 10,000 views like in the last month or two, which is pretty awesome. So people are eating it up. But let's instead of going to those videos contents, because I know some of the people have watched them, and I want to circle back to that. Let's talk about what would you say are all the factors to consider when buying a kayak, right? And this is a loaded question. I
Hmm.
completely understand this, but it is the number one question I get in the comments when people write me. They,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
give me their like, oh, I weigh 275 pounds. I'm 6 foot. What kayak should I get? I was like, oh man, this is such a loaded question. Like I could do a series of 10 videos on this.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
you have done videos on these, and so lay it
Mhm.
on us.
All right. So I mean, like you said, I mean, if you really want to jump into it, you're probably like 20 questions in before you can really like nail into a kayak. But so my top four questions because I get asked the same question. So when I think of the four most important things when buying a kayak, in no particular order, is do you want to pedal, paddle, or power kayak? Okay, depends. Where are you fishing? Are you generally fishing close to the launch, so you don't care if you paddle there? Are you
Right.
fishing up and down Lake Champlain, Lake St. Clair? Are you fishing rivers? That's all going to depend, kind of, how you answer that question. So, do you want a paddle, pedal, or power? Second question is, what's the weight capacity? So, when I was looking for kayaks 2 or 3 years ago, the hardest thing or the question I couldn't answer is, where's the kayaks with the high weight capacity? There was no list for that, right? So I'm a
Mm.
big dude. At the time I was like 270 pounds. I'm like 240 now, and I had to find something that I knew I was going to be comfortable in. So I didn't do a ton of kayaking before that. So if you need a kayak with a higher weight capacity, then you need to start looking in that direction, because your lifetime kayak from Walmart is probably not going to hold 450 pounds.
What? No.
300 pounds plus all your gear. You could try it. You could try it. I mean, you could probably come up with some cool YouTube videos watching you try that. But so weight capacity is a big one, and what kind of features you want. So how much storage space do you need? Do you need a ton of rail space? Do you want a transducer mount like that's on the Hobie transducer mounts on the pro anglers? My favorite one. I mean, it has I think it's called the Guardian Shield or something. So
Okay.
you just pull a string. I don't know if you've seen it, but it comes up into the hull, the transducer, like just by
Oh,
the pull of
nice.
the string. It's wild. So how high do you want your seat? And do you want a motor on it, right? So all these features to take into consideration. And lastly, but probably most importantly, is what's your budget? If there's nothing
Right.
wrong with a $500 kayak, right? If that's your budget, then at least it narrows you down to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And for me, there's kind of like 3 categories in the budget section. So you're looking at 500 to 1,000. You're going to get your grouping of your initial kind of entry level kayaks. 1,000 to 2,500, and then 2,500 to 4,000 plus. Because you could find great kayaks that are less than $1,000.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for all those features, then you're gonna, there's certain things you're just not gonna find on $1,000 kayak that you're gonna find on a $2,500 kayak.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I'd say those are my 4 most important. So if you want pedal powered or paddle, right? Your weight capacity, features, budget, and I guess if I was to add one more, is what I told you. Where do you fish? You fish in rivers. You fish in big lakes. Open water.
Yeah. So walk us through, how many kayaks do you own?
I have 3.
Yeah.
I'm actually building a shed specifically for my kayaks right now.
A kayak shed.
It's called the Yak Shack.
The
Yak Shack.
I love it. The Yak Shack. All right. Now walk us through kind of the evolution of these kayaks. Why, like your first one, your second, and your third, why you bought them, right? Because you're different weight, from a year ago than today. Congrats, by the way. Takes work to do that. And walk us through why you did what, when, and how.
All right. So when I first started looking, my only exposure to fishing kayaks was Bass Pro. So all I knew was Ascend kayaks. So I started. Yep. So I went to Bass Pro, and that was the only. That was all I knew about fishing kayaks. So I didn't bother. I didn't know what Hobie was, Old Town, Native. I didn't have any clue. So, but my buddy ruined it. My buddy Vinny. I was telling him about the kayaks. He's like, they have pedal kayaks now. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you pedal them with your feet. I was like, oh man. And down the rabbit hole I went. So I ended up, after maybe 2 months of research, I ended up with an Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL.
Oh, okay.
And I love that kayak. That's still probably my favorite kayak.
Which is why you don't sell them and continue to buy them, right?
Yeah, man, it's hard to let go.
I know, I hear you.
You get close, you start making it yours. Like, that's the thing about fishing kayaks, man. You'll never find two identical kayaks because you make it your own. Your mounts, your adapters, like everything is just your own. So that's still my favorite one. So I was actually, first time this year, I took it out again, and it was like, home sweet home type of feeling.
You fell in love all over again. I get it.
Yeah, man.
I had here, real quick story. I have I have 2, right? And the idea was, when I proposed to my wife, whenever I wanted a second kayak, was I'm going to sell the first, of course.
There you go.
Everyone's following this logic already. And then, we'll put that money into the new one, and I'll kind of upgrade for like $1,000. Well, I buy the new one, but just can't let go of the old one. And I was like, I'm going to go sell it to my dad. And I was like, you know what? How about I just keep it, and my dad can use it whenever he wants. And now I have a buddy kayak, so anybody can go fishing with me anytime I want. And so, and then you start realizing, that was a 10-foot kayak, and a 10-foot kayak is perfect for certain places to fish versus the 12.7 that I have. And then you start, and it's a deep, dark rabbit hole before you know, you have a Yak Shack.
That's right.
Like you.
I mean, you could probably fill it up with 6 kayaks, and that's your river kayak. That's your long trip kayak, and you can justify it all day long.
All day. And we do, and I will, and I plan on doing it the rest of my life. I love it.
Yeah, man. So
your first one.
That's right. So that was my first one, and I've been rocking with it since up until like the end of last year. Then I came across the Autopilot, so the Old Town Autopilot. My buddy Fernando has one, and I just fell in love with that thing, man. So I found one real cheap on Facebook Marketplace last year, about October. So I ended up picking up an Autopilot 136. It is big, man. 13 and a half feet.
13 and a half. Wow.
Yeah, bro. It's big. So I've only been out a handful of times with it. I don't have it. I mean, I spent 2 years customizing the PDL. So this one, I'm just taking my time getting it where I want it.
Yeah.
But I got the trailer, got it all hooked up. So this year, I'm really planning on getting out with it. But that thing's a beast, man. Oh
That's a
man, I mean
big
that's like
boy.
110 pounds just like empty with nothing on it.
Wow. That's I
So I
mean,
mean,
that's the motor. The motor's not on it. That's
yeah,
bare.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
heavy
So it's
boy.
big, but it can handle water. I took it out on wall and paw pack last year, and I mean it got pretty wakey, but it's chilling. It's like a platform.
Yeah. Well, give us a kind of a baseline. Like for me, my native Slayer propels 10 feet, right? And it's
Mhm.
great for lakes in between 500 to 2,000 acres, right? But if you're rolling on, a 70,000 acre lake, um, you're gonna want something that can handle the water better than a 10-foot
Yep.
kayak. And so, when you mentioned that lake, help us understand how big that is and why you take that out.
I mean, I can't even tell you the acres, man. It's probably, I mean, from one side to the other, if you look at the map, it's 15 to 20 miles long. I mean, it branches out, but
Oh yeah.
it's a ton of water, and it's a lot of power boats in there. So
Ugh.
that's one thing to take into consideration. Like, there's no horsepower limit. You got people in there with 400 horses just going through there. Yeah, so it
Mm.
gets and the wind picks up there pretty good. So I wouldn't say it's. I really want to fish Erie on that thing.
All right.
So, but
Now
yeah,
you're
man,
coming up to
that's the
my
goal.
my territory. Well, technically you too. If you go north, you got Erie there.
Yeah, man. So that's the goal. Go out there and go after some big Lakers.
Mm. All right. I
Yeah.
got to figure
So
out how far we are away from each other. How far do you know Canton, Ohio? How far are you away? Or Cleveland?
I'm probably like 6 hours from you,
Oh, okay. That's
from
okay. Not
Cleveland.
too
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
So not too bad. I mean,
Pennsylvania's freaking
it's an
long.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it
on
is.
all the way on the other side.
I don't get over there too often, but
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So that's
So
number two.
that's number two, and then number three, I picked up in February. I actually got a. I've been working with Johnny Boats,
Oh,
who
I
they're
saw
made
your
by Feel
videos on
Free.
this. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, man. So they're made by Feel Free kayaks, and
Okay.
Feel Free has four different brands under them. So it's Feel Free, Sea Stream, Three Waters, and Johnny Boats. So they make all of them. And Johnny Boats, I think it's their smallest one. They only have one model available. It's a 10-foot kayak, and that's it.
Interesting. So they're kind of breaking the
Yeah.
market right now.
Yeah. So they've been around for a little bit. I think they're picking up momentum again. Um, and so I've been working with them. And as far as so it's a motorized kayak. I
Okay.
wouldn't paddle that thing, man. That thing's it's lunky, but it's 10 foot and it's crazy stable for a 10-foot kayak. I was
Hmm.
super surprised.
I mean, is it wide?
I think it's like 37 and a half inches. So
That's
it's
not
wide. It's
crazy.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, but it is
Normal.
it's stable, man. I was out there, I was standing up fishing. I didn't think I'd be standing up on a 10-foot kayak.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
so I've been on that a couple times, and I'm starting to like that one, man. It's fun. It's kind of like it's bare bones in the sense of if you're comparing it to a Hobie or Old Town. I mean, it doesn't have all the same bells and whistles, but the price is like half that of what you'd be looking at otherwise for a motorized kayak.
Okay. So you have three. You're planning on getting rid of them? One of them? No,
Maybe.
you're building a shed for
I
them.
don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It depends if my wife's listening. Then yes, I plan on getting rid of them.
I love it. Hey, if his wife is listening, let's see her in the comments here. Hey, let's go over to the comments. I started a bunch of stuff over here. We got Sly Fox Fishing. I'm on Team Gramps for the Knucklehead. If you like participation trophies, that's the team to be on. Fishing with Gramps over there. So, let me see. Sly Fox got my sticker for kayak today. Gonna hit the water soon with it. My man, I'm just giving you a hard time. I love kind of trash talking. I think it's a ton of fun. Um, Most likely, I mean, John Cruz for the Knucklehead is like a professional bass angler, right? He owns Missile Baits. He's gonna be fishing
Okay.
this tournament. So it's like it
Wow.
just got amped up from like YouTubers to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pros. So the level just kind of rocked it. Anyways, we got Rustin Sawyers. I researched for years before I chose my kayak. I had a top pick and a few below that. Hey, Rustin, let us know which one you chose in the comments. I'm kind of
That's
curious.
commitment, man. That's good research.
Years and a lot of YouTube videos later, I'm sure.
Yeah, seriously.
Bucktail, what do you say? Getting ran over isn't high on my list of priorities, so I generally avoid such lakes.
Good call.
I mean, we've all seen those videos, right? You got these boats, like whether on purpose or not on purpose, like clipping, sometimes
Yeah.
hitting kayak anglers. You ever have any close calls? out in those big lakes?
The closest call I had was last year. We went out, same lake, Walden Pack, and
Yeah,
we made the mistake. So you want to stay away from that lake Memorial Day, the Labor Day,
right.
especially on a weekend. So we went early May on a Saturday, but it happened to be a really nice weekend. And it was me and two of my buddies and three different yaks. And I was maybe from my buddy Kyle, maybe 20 feet from him, and had a jet ski just roar between us, dude. 20 feet. And it was some teenage girl. And I, honest to God, I don't even know if she saw us. She just roared
Really?
right between us, man.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. So like, if you're fishing that lake, any type of those, summertime vacation rental lakes, man, early morning during the week, that's the only time I do it now.
I hear you. Hey, if anybody's listening in, which I know, a bunch of you are right now, let us know in the comments below. Have you ever had a tough call? I mean, a close call out in the lake? And a lot of times you can kind of determine, like, oh, bro did it on purpose, or like, I don't think they saw me. Like, it just
Hmm.
happens, right? You get the glare, they're up on plane, or they're just silly. They rented a jet ski, and they're just going crazy, coming around a corner. Let us know. It always helps me kind of put in perspective. I don't fish a lot of those lakes with a lot of boats. Just where I'm at, there's not a lot of those, and I
Yeah.
typically will avoid those because there's plenty like trolling motor lakes around here. They're just filled with really good sized bass for the area. But let us know there. I'm kind of curious. Dig says Raytown gets 3 to 400 boats a weekend. Lake Arthur here does too. It's only 3,300 acres. That is an
Wow.
insane amount of boats per capita per acres. I would
Absolutely.
be,
Yeah,
I'd be
Raystown on my
like,
list, man.
see you later. I'm fishing that during the weekdays if I can get away. And when you own your own business, you can get away and go fishing anytime you want, right?
That's the goal, man. That's the
Yeah, right.
goal.
Slower, lower fishing. Our ponds and lakes here are 50 to 100 acres. 99% of them are 5 to 6 feet deep. Tough fishing here. Yeah, I bet. Sly
Nice.
Fox, Brooklyn has a 12-foot kayak with a trolling motor for $1,500. Jeez,
I have to check that one out.
that is that's a cheap one there. I will have to check that out. What is going on? My whole screen just hid from me. Let me see what else we have here. I like to get over these comments. It's a lot of fun for me. I was able to pick up my Old Town AP 136 used for a great deal a
Nice.
month ago. You know what? I did a video on this. Like, when's the best time to buy a fishing kayak? And surprise, surprise, right? There's a couple times. Of course, right smack in the middle of winter when it's taking up a ton of space in someone's garage and they keep having to like move it around is a really great time. I bought both of mine and got two sick deals like in
Nice.
December,
So
right?
both were used. Both of yours were used.
Yeah, I've never bought a new kayak.
Smart.
No, no, trust me, I've driven a couple hours to get both of them, right? One was a
Hmm.
3-hour trip, the other was a 2-hour trip. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think I got my bona fide P127 for like $2,000 and it
Jeez.
retails and had a bunch of stuff on it. He used it once, which is absolutely crazy. It looked like it came off the showroom floor.
I mean, that
And so,
model itself is not an old model,
oh, it came out
right?
last year, maybe,
Yeah.
18 months ago? Yeah, he just got
Wow.
it, and it's like, "I didn't like how it felt," and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm so glad this is going home with me, because I'm falling in love with it. I love the propel drives, right? I think they're
Mhm.
bulletproof, I like working on them. They've worked without fail for me. But my Native Slayer Propel 10, it's an older model, like a 18, but I got it for, like, $1,300. Propel
Wow.
drive. Like the propel drives alone right now, you're going to pay $1,000 just for the drive itself. And
Yeah.
so got some deals on those. Other times you get deals are like your Memorial Day weekend sales, and whenever they're trying to move old models off the floor because new models are coming in, and you're getting somewhat of a deals, but like Christmas is the time or marketplace. But there are a lot of things to look out for when you're buying a used kayak. In fact, I got a video dropping Sunday on that, how not to get scammed in that process. So things to look out for. So that'll be
Mhm.
dropping. Love to get your sub if you're interested in that. Let's move on here. Lost and tackle. Almost sank a tamarack once. I need more
Yikes.
information. Need more information on that. Outdoor Conquest says, keep that seat low. Take my word for it. Well, there's a story there. See, I love seat risers. I got 2-inch seat risers, both on my pedal drive, on my native and my Bonafide. So let me see what else we have here. Feel Free Outdoor. Again, the only thing I love about my Feel Free kayak is the overdrive pedal drive system. It can be pedaled or powered all in one unit. What? Have you seen those before, Jay?
Only because Lucas filled me in on it today. Actually, he showed me a video of it. So apparently, it's all combined, the motor and the pedal drive. I didn't know anything about that until earlier today.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick. He showed maybe he'll put a short up about it, but it's a computer system. I mean, you turn on the screen, and it engages and it stops the pedals, and just turns on the motor.
Yeah. Here's your man over here, Fernando. Just picked up a new Hobie PA 12360 for a smash deal. Dugout Bait and Tackle. Right on.
Nice.
AP 120 all day from B Fantana. T Marketplace. Where do you get yours from, Jay?
Marketplace.
Yeah,
so
all three of them.
No, my first one I bought it new from a local store, and that was the pedal drive kayak I got when I got it 2.5 years ago was $2,200. That same one now is $2,750.
Wow.
So I mean, price has just been skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So, but the autopilot I got, so it's a $4,500 kayak. I picked it up for $3,000 with a fish finder. Had a Garmin, brand new in the box.
What?
Yeah, man. And it came with a 100 amp hour lithium battery. Came with 2 smaller batteries for the accessories. It was loaded, man.
Yeah, if you're on the lookout, right, you know what you're looking for, and you're ready to move right away. You can get yourself a smash of a deal. So that's awesome.
Yeah, worst case scenario, just like you have to drive a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean it was fun. I took my dad with me, and we had a good old time. Right, spend some time with your pops. Take someone with you. Right on. Right. Man, there's so many comments going on right now, but I'm gonna move over a little bit. Back to some questions for you. Yeah, keep them coming though. And since there's so many, go ahead and put like a couple question marks next to it if you do have a question for one of us, and we'll come back and circle. And it's really easy for me to identify them that way. So that would be awesome. All right, let's move over here. I want to go over to top 10 kayaks under $1,000. Right? I get this question a lot. Hey, what fishing kayak should I buy? I was like, what's your budget? Like $1,000. Like, okay, you're really limited here, to a degree, right? There are a lot of options out there, but you did a video on this. You obviously did a lot of research. It's one of your videos that recently got 10,000 views, like in a very short period of time. And of course, you've been interacting with all the folks commenting. So there's a ton of comments. I'm curious what the number one question on that video was, and kind of walk us through kind of what your, takeaway from all that research was.
Yeah, so I was surprised that there were so many good. So I'll just jump right to it. My takeaway was I was surprised that there's so many good options for under $1,000, right? So you could take $1,000 kayak and make it $3,000 kayak just by adding a bunch of accessories to it,
right?
But it gives you a place to start, and then you kind of just build on from there. So, I was surprised by the amount of people that love Tamaracks. So there's a ton of them out there, man. They're faithful. So it's not a bad kayak. Like, they get a bad rap because they're, the Walmart kayak. I think when I was researching for the video, I found 2 Tamaracks, 12-footers. It was like in a bundle for $800 at Sam's Club. I mean, that's not bad, dude. That's like a third of the price I paid for my first kayak.
Wow.
And you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but yeah, just
the seats are hard plastic, right?
What's that?
Are those seats hard plastic? Or is there actually a seat in there?
They're like cushions. They're not even really seats. I mean, it's molded in a molded-in seat with a little cushion over it.
Okay.
And like a floppy kind of backrest.
Okay. My man Low Life has one. So Low Life, let us know what that is, or do you have like a kayak cushion you put on there? I see him over there in the comments. Keep going, Jay. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, but yeah, like so I was surprised at how many people like those things. But also, I mean, just the overall comments on there was just people surprised too that there was that many options for them. So like Feel Free makes some great options under $1,000, both 10-footers and 12.5-footers. They're Feel Free Moken 10 and 12.5, both of them under $1,000. And if you can get a 12-foot kayak at that price, I mean, you jump on it. Like that's the most stability you're gonna get is when you get up in that length of 12 feet or no. Like I wouldn't even touch a kayak that's less than 12 feet just because I know how much I weigh and how comfortable I want to be. So I like to sit up high too.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to be sitting hugging the floor. I don't want my legs stretched out. I want to feel like I'm in this computer chair right now, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like in a
It's
lawn chair fishing.
yeah. I mean, you're out there for easily 8-10 hours a day
Yeah.
if you're
And if
lucky.
you don't have
So
seat, seat, seat. If you don't have a comfortable seat, it's not going to be an incredible experience for you. Yeah, you can tough it out and be like, oh, if you're catching fish, you don't think about it. But when you stop catching fish, you don't have a bite for 45 minutes, you start to notice that your kind of butt's going numb. And
yeah,
so I
especially
always
when
try to.
you're pedaling. So I noticed
Oh yeah,
that after like 2 trips, man, my lower back was killing me.
yep, yep, for sure. All right, we got a gazillion comments over here. I want to head back over here. I'm skipping over some, but let me see. Oh, Min Elias. That's a good question. What do you recommend for a kayak fish finder? I'm on a tight budget. I know what I would say. I'm gonna let Jay go first.
I'd say that's almost as loaded of a question of what's the right kayak for me. Uh, there's so many options, man. So if you're on a tight budget, I mean, so my buddy just picked up a Garmin UHD 93 SV, which is what I have. So
Yeah.
it's a 9-inch unit with side scan, down scan, all that. They got it for $550 right now.
Okay.
Brand new units, right? So these were $1,200 units 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you're it has those same type of ranges. Like if you want to be under $200, if you want to be under $300. But I'm a Garmin guy, so I could only really recommend Garmin's.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to spend $500 to $600, I'd say the Garmin, the 93 SV is probably it would be my top choice. But
Okay.
even the Garmin 90, I think it's called the Striker 5 CV,
Yeah.
is an awesome little 5-inch unit with side scan too, and they're less than $300 right now.
Yep. I'm gonna take it one below that. If Min Elias, if you're saying your tight budget's like I got $125 to spend, I roll with the Garmin Striker 4. Put a Nakua
Okay.
Pro battery pack on it. Like someone else said earlier, I fish a lot of like shallow lakes. Like my lakes around here, we're talking like max out at 15 feet. And I don't really need. I use a fish finder not to mark fish necessarily. I use a fish finder to just tell me my depth and my speed if I'm trolling. And so
Mhm.
that's a pretty solid. You can get into one for $125. You can rig up a battery pretty cheap, but if you want to get a nice battery on there, it's going to last you a few times without having to charge it up. I just plug in a Nakua Pro battery kit. That's going to cost you another $100. You can get them a little bit cheaper if you get like the lower amp hours on them. But for $200, you're set up, good to go. Throw them on your track there on the side. You probably need some type of ram mount um, to be able to get that. I know that Yak Attack makes them. That's going to cost you another $50. So at the end of the day, I mean, all these things to get it on your yak, get it powered, get it. I mean, you're looking at $300 for kind of tight budget, low budget
Mhm.
fish finder. But if you're looking for a good entry level, I highly recommend don't buy a fish finder at $100. Don't do it. And I did a
Yeah.
video on this once, and the things that could go wrong with it, they're just garbage. I would even say 125 now because I made that statement like 2 years ago. Don't buy it 125, 100 on under 100. And now everything has just kind of jumped in price. So there's once $100 fish finders, now $125. So hopefully
Yeah.
that
And
helped you out.
you make a good point with even the cheaper ones. It gives you what you really need to know, right? So you have structure under you, so how deep you are, water temperature, and how fast you're going. I mean,
Yeah,
that's really the most basic fish finders to tell you all that information.
it's nice. I mean, for what I need it to do. I don't I
Mhm.
don't I don't levy. I don't really kind of lean into electronics super hard. It's partially my personality. Maybe someday, just not today. I love figuring it out. I'm just looking for ledges, looking for that,
You got to get that
structure.
live scope on there.
Did you have a live scope on one of yours? I saw one of your
No,
videos.
that wasn't mine. That wasn't my kayak. I
Uh,
wish it was. That was Fernando's
yeah.
kayak.
Oh, was it? Man.
Yeah, man, that's my guy, man. The F Train, he's crazy good with all those installs. So he's the one that put me on. He helped me do all my through hole wiring, my yak power.
Yeah.
I love Yak Power, by the way. That's one of my favorite mods I did on that thing.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Well, since we're talking about that, Yak Power install, you're talking about lighting systems, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't have to be lighting. So the switch itself, it's just a little switch with 5 connectors and one connector to the battery. So what you're essentially doing is you're powering up this switch, and you're telling it which one of these five connections you want it to go to. So you have your little control panel, which is just 5 buttons, 6 with the power button, and you're telling it, you can say number one is your fish finder, number two is your bow lights. So the way I have
Yeah.
it set up is one is my fish finder, two is my bow lights, three is my inside lights, four is my GoPro charger. So I run my GoPro off my main lithium battery, and number five, I forgot. I don't think I have anything on number five. So, but you can put whatever you want, and say, the sun's out, I don't need my lights, so I just click the little button on the control panel, and it turns off the power to my lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it's slick, man. It's really, if you have multiple electronics, like that's what you want to use to power them up.
Yeah. So you don't have batteries everywhere. Kind of
Yeah, exactly.
just organize it. Basically, you create for yourself what would you call that? A manifold for all your electronics
Yeah,
to a degree.
yeah, yeah.
Right on.
Oh,
All
I
right, I
love
got
that
some
thing, man.
questions.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Let's
So
get some
what
questions.
give us the price point, like for those who haven't seen it. I saw it today. I just thought it was like lighting strips. I didn't realize it was like an electronic manifold for all your electronics on your
Yeah, well,
on your
it's
yeah.
not that bad. So just the switch itself with a couple connectors that you need, I mean, you're looking at maybe $200.
Okay.
And then once you get the lights, I mean, the bow lights on the front, the 20-inch lights I have, I think we're like another $90.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have to buy your odd and end connectors, depending if you're pigtailing some connections to the same terminal and things like that. But I was under $330 for the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay. All right. You know what? It's funny. Like when you get into the kayak fishing world, everybody already knows this. I'm just gonna repeat it. It's like you can buy a pair of pliers, like $5 pliers, kayak fishing pliers, $25. It's just
Right.
it's just put kayak in front of anything. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna head back over to some of these comments here. Reaper, at what point do you think the amount you spend rigging up a kayak, do you think you should have just purchased a boat? I know the answer.
Never.
Never. All right,
Never.
give us your thoughts. I mean, you need a why.
So, I mean, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but that's one of my pet peeves is when I hear people say that, is like, "Oh, for all that money, why don't you just buy a boat?" And I used to think like that too, like back in the early journey of kayak fishing when I did it because it was cheaper than getting a boat.
Right.
But ever since like discovering kayak fishing and just being part of the community and just building up and learning about it, you can't, I mean, I'll take a free boat, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't give up kayak fishing for boat fishing, man. I
Yeah.
love being on a kayak. To me, it has its own set of challenges. I think it's more challenging than fishing on a boat because everything you do is right here on your lap,
Yeah.
and everything you keep with you is either under your seat or right behind you.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a more challenging way to fish, but it's more, I don't know, it's more intimate with nature.
All
I don't
right.
want to sound like a
I got
hippie,
it.
but that's my answer.
Hey, you know what? I like the answer. Reaper, I love the question. I used to own a boat, right? And I always say that I
Oh,
upgraded to a fishing kayak. That's what I always tell people. I don't want to go too deep into this, but I did a video called 19 Reasons Kayak Fishing Destroys Boat Fishing. It's one of I loved making it. And there's 19 reasons in there of why I believe that it's a better way to fish. Now, obviously, I'm a kayak fisherman, but I used to own a boat. And the problems
hmm
that come with boats, everybody always says, "Oh, why don't you just buy a boat?" And I was like, "Well, it's the same price if you buy used." Like, it's not. Guys, if you buy a used boat around the same price of a really expensive kayak, you get a really old boat with a crappy motor that's never going to start for you all the
yeah,
time.
man.
I see it all
Motor
the time.
motor older than you.
I
That's what they
know.
say.
I
Boat stands for bust out another thousand, man.
bust
So
out the best time. Everyone always says the best time to buying the boat is first day you got it, and then last day you
when you
let it
sold it.
go. So there it is. Bust out another thousand. Everyone knows that one. Love it. Love it. And you're right. I think it is more peaceful. Like I roll up on animals all the time because I have two pedal power kayaks, and I do it
Yeah,
primarily. I get the question all the time, like, why don't you just get a motor? Like because like I sit at a desk for 8 hours a day. I need the exercise, and if I'm not out
yeah,
there getting it done, I don't get it anywhere else. So I hear you there.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, great answers. Oh, go
Would
ahead.
you fish kayak fish with gators
Gators?
down south? Yeah, alligators.
Oh heck yeah!
Dude, that was awesome when I did that down in South Carolina.
I didn't see that
I
video.
mean, yeah, it's probably like a year and a half at this point, but yeah, dude, I was out there with my buddy Juan, and my man was chasing alligators, and he had a canoe at the time. He had a canoe with a little trolling motor, and these gators they weren't really messing with us. He was messing with the gator, which was his bad.
Provoking, asking for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm a huge swamp people guy. I'll binge watch swamp people. Um, just then when they kind of bait gators and all that stuff. Anyways, we're off topic
Hmm.
here. Let me see what else we got here for. um, yeah, major money for live scope. That's for sure. Low
Hmm.
life. He's like, hey, love my Garmin Striker Plus. Love it. And all right. All right, I got some more questions for you. All right, a ton of questions. You have 7 fishing kayaks for big guys. So if you are a big guy, let me hear you in the comments and tell me what you take into consideration. You did that video.
Hmm.
I loved your thumbnail. It makes sense now that I know you own a business that you do all this stuff, right? Because
Yeah,
it looked awesome. But walk me through what was the inspiration behind that video, and what were some of your, if you could summarize it for us.
yeah, absolutely. So my inspiration behind the video was simply so when I try to do my videos, I try to answer questions I had before I knew what I knew now. So when
Hmm.
I mean, my whole kayak fishing journey was 100% YouTube. So I read some articles, but they were all kind of trash compared to what I was able to find on YouTube with all the different options out there. But I couldn't, for the life of me, find a video that showed the best kayaks for someone that weighs as much as me or more.
Okay.
So that's why I decided to make the video. I didn't think it was going to take off the way it did, but sure enough, man, I wasn't the only one looking for big dude kayaks.
Okay. So what were you finding when you were doing the research that made you like, hey, I need to enter into this space and make my own content because I'm not finding what I need to find?
So that was the first one. I noticed that there was a lack of uh, content geared towards bigger guys. And when I say bigger, I don't always mean heavier guys because there's plenty of dudes in like the comment section is wild. Like people were commenting from all over, and there's plenty of guys that are 6'6", 6'9", that are commenting on there, and they're heavy because they're like
Yeah.
genuinely
Call.
tall,
Right.
big dudes. Yeah, man. And then you got your own different set of stability problems when you're up here trying to lean over and grab a fish, and you're 6'6". You might go for a dunk in any one of those little kayaks.
Yeah. Makes sense. Get some
Yeah,
comments over.
so
Oh, go ahead. Keep
yeah,
going.
man. And I got roasted in the comments though because I forgot people's favorite big boy kayak, which was the New Canoe Unlimited.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make a follow-up video, and that one's gonna be number one because I think I probably got over 30 comments just telling me you forgot New Canoe. What happened in New Canoe? So that kayak is a huge kayak. It's like a 130-pound haul.
It's a
But
beast.
yeah, and it has. So I just learned this about this kayak. It has 22 feet of rail space installed already.
Jeez.
Because it has like 2 layers of rails on each side, one that runs
Oh,
from
okay.
front to back, and it has 7 other like rails around
That's wild.
for all your accessories, man. So I mean, you could really deck that thing out.
Yeah, you can. I on my Native Slayer Propel 10, it kind of has 2 layers, but doesn't, by no means does it have 22 feet of rail space. The guy who I bought my Bonafide, I was telling everybody I drove 3 hours to go get, and he gave it to me for a steal, and he was in it once. I asked him, why are you selling it? He's like, I just love my new canoe, and I looked over, and it was sitting over there, and you just, some people just love those things, and come to think of it, it makes sense for his like body structure and stuff like that. It's like, like, okay,
Mhm.
this thing, the Bonafide P127 probably wasn't incredibly stable for you. And so I can understand why you got in it. Probably felt like you were going to tip over. And it's new canoe for life. It only took him one time to figure out he didn't want to be in that thing anymore. All right, what we got over here? Morgan, he says it's time right now for a dad joke. That's one of your sticks, isn't
Oh,
it? Didn't you share
wow.
dad
Yeah, man.
jokes? You got one for us?
I do have a dad joke. I have a couple, but I'll just do one.
Well,
So, all right, but if I do one, then you got to do one.
I don't have dad jokes. I'm a
No,
pun guy, so
no, I like puns too. But my kids feed me the best dad jokes. So
okay.
they come to me. So my favorite dad joke was from my daughter Alexa. She said, "So why do birds fly south for the winter?
Why?
Because it's too far to walk."
Dad joke. Morgan, you ask. Jay delivered. There you go. I love it.
Yeah,
One of the
she
only
gives me
guys
all the good
over on
ones.
Facebook. I love it. Thanks
Oh,
for
there you
hopping
go.
over.
Yeah, man. I do have
Bucktail.
this streaming live on our group too, man. I don't know if you got a chance to jump over to the group Kayak Fishing Dads.
Okay. You know
Yeah, yeah.
what?
So we got like almost 5,000 guys over there in the group.
Really? I'm gonna have to hop
Hmm.
on over there. I'm a girl dad. Got a couple girls myself, so
Nice.
I'm gonna hop over there. This isn't actually streaming over there right now, unfortunately, because it told me there was an error occurred on your
Oh, okay.
Facebook stream, but your YouTube showing it.
Nice. Okay.
So,
Good.
all right, Bucktail. Here's a comment. What if you wait a second? Lost in Tackle said my daughter almost lost a toe to a snapping turtle. What? Bucktail
Nice.
follows that up with if you ever almost lost a toe to a snapping turtle, you might be a redneck. Oh, I love it. So I recently posted this. There's a beaver in my honey hole short, which I just, when you're on a kayak, you come up. I've been coming across minks, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy here in Ohio. It was freaking awesome. Huge beavers. And everyone keeps on like warning me about beavers. Like, dude, I would have got out of there right away. So I do a little research. I was like, I've come across a ton of beavers. They usually slap their tail and they take off, right? I've been
Hmm.
river fishing before in Pennsylvania, and my buddy was across the river and he was fishing that side, walking over a beaver dam to get, go along the side because it's pretty deep in the middle. And he does that. And seconds later, I hear this rustling behind me, and this huge monster beaver just comes in next to me, like 3 feet from me, goes in the water like I'm not there, and heads over there. But I did some research on this and pulled up a story from USA Today. Some dude was killed by a beaver attack. Like the beaver
Wow.
bit into his leg, severed his artery, and the dude died. So I have a
That's
new
gnarly, man.
respect for for beavers
Jeez.
that I didn't have before. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna bite a hole in your kayak." It's like, guys, I mean, I'm not gonna let the dude. I got a pedal power kayak. I mean, I can. I'm not gonna. I'm not. It's not gonna bite a hole in my polyethylene, and I'm gonna sink to the bottom or anything. But hey, you know what? Watch out
Yikes.
if you see one of those guys. Apparently, there is some fear out there.
I see
Oh
why.
my
It's
goodness.
gnarly.
Yeah. Right. All right. Let me see here. Well, can you believe it? We're at 58 minutes. So we're coming to the end of our time here. If you have a question for Jay, we'll kind of do a last call for questions here. Let me see here. So you're at the Feel Free Kayak HQ. Where's that at? What are you doing down there?
So it's in North Carolina, I want to say Ashland. So
Asheville?
I was down there, Asheville. There you go.
Yeah.
So I was down there picking up the Johnny boats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's nice, man. They had I walked in there while they were loading it up, and they had like 2,500 kayaks in their warehouse.
Whoa.
I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, right? It's like I want to do a review on every single one of these.
Yeah, seriously,
That's
man.
what I want to do. You got one of those, great. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments over here. People are still talking about beavers and how mean they are. Gotta watch out for those biting beavers. Dang it, beavers mean. My PA lakes are filled with beavers. Oh my gosh. Jay, coming from Sly Fox, what's your
What is
favorite
my
part
favorite
about
part of?
kayak fishing?
Man, there's so many. I'd have to say, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a gear question or what, but I love the community of kayak
Mm,
fishermen.
Mm-hmm.
and fisher ladies, right? Like just
Yeah.
the angler community. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm not involved with the other side of it. That's not kayak fishing, but I've met the most amount of cool people kayak fishing. Like everyone's super chill. All the tournaments I mean, the 3 tournaments I did last year, but everyone I met there, super friendly, super helpful. I mean, I made lifelong friends now just because of the kayak fishing community, man. So
Mm.
I love the people that do it.
Yeah.
And it might sound like a cheesy question answer, but
That's
it's
not.
true,
That's
man.
not. I'm the same thing. I've shared this story a couple of times, but the reason I started this show is not for the watch times, not for the likes. I was like, you know what? I'm heading into winter, and I just want I want to have some like-minded friends, right? And this is episode number 24. So I have like 25 new friends that I know if I rolled
Mhm.
through their part of the town, be like, hey, you want to go fishing? They'd be like, yeah. And I've already done that, right? Just had Bowfin Junkie come down from Cleveland. We went to one of my favorite spots. They went fishing for a full day and had an absolute blast. So we'll be like, that's awesome. And I know if I ever run through your neck of the woods, we're going fishing. I'm going down to Cincy Fishing Dudes down in Cincinnati here next week to go fishing with him. And
Nice.
it's the community.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. Got a good question here. Let us know if you have a different answer to that. What do you love about kayak fishing? It could be the same, but if you have something different, a little different angle for it, I would love to hear from that. You know, I also love the content creation side, right? I love fishing,
Mm.
but I love to be able. The reason I started my fishing channel is because my father-in-law had recently died from a heart attack in the home, and I was just kind of like thinking, I might not. Who knows when it's my time, right? Lord might take me tomorrow.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to create a YouTube channel because I wanted to be able to teach my girls something I really love. And if I'm not here to do it, then well, that's kind of lost. So I'm going to create a YouTube channel. So in perpetuity, they can learn how to fish from dad. Um,
Mhm.
and then it was, if they don't want to fish, then my grandkids can learn to fish from dad. And that was kind of the beginning of the kayak fishing channel for me at Wendell Fishing. And then I
That's
started
awesome,
spending,
man.
yeah. And that was the initial. And then I started like spending way too much money. So my wife and I started to get into discussions about how much money I was spending. So like then I got like I got to monetize at this point. So my wife won't, you know, I'm not overspending on fishing stuff. And then it's like, wait a second, I could do this potentially full time someday if I keep grinding at it.
Yeah,
And so
man.
now I'm kind of like I'm past both of those hurdles. I still do it for those reasons, but yeah. So that's potentially the future. I mean, we're looking a couple years down the road, but who knows? Kind of interesting. Everyone's story is a little bit different. I love this question from Min Elias. If you don't mind me asking, how much do your kayak rigs cost? Don't feel inclined to answer. It's kind of a personal question. You know what? I always tell people I share everything about fishing except my honey holes. So I'll answer this. Jay, you want to go first?
Sure. So he's just talking about one kayak rig, right? Not all 3 combined.
Yeah, I go individually for yours. I
All
mean,
right, all
let's
right.
do it like bare, and then like with your do an estimate, a quick estimate on like all the mods, which is
Sure.
a lot of times
So
more than the kayak.
yeah, absolutely. So my pedal drive kayak, the Old Town 120 PDL, it costs right now brand new is 2750. And
Yep.
so with my fish finder, with my yak power, the battery, I mean, I probably talking about rods and everything. I'd say you're talking maybe in total like 200 dollars
Yeah.
for that setup.
Yep. All right. Solid.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
for my Bonafide P125, got on Facebook Marketplace for a deal. Usually runs 3,200 bare. I got it 21. I think I mentioned this earlier, but Min might have showed up a little bit later. And my Native Slayer Pro 10 got it for 1,300. Now I bought these in the off season. People trying to unload them. Um, and then I do a lot of my own DIY kayak mods, and I know you do too, right? Keel guards, I do those for $20. Got a couple of videos on that, 1.0, 2.0. Your kayak crates, right? I got 1.0, 2.0. I know you got one as well. So I try to do if I feel like I can make something better than you can buy, which a lot of times I can, I'll do it. I'll spend the time to do that. So that's kind of a sub niche within my channel there is doing kind of approaching it in that way. Now, obviously, you can't do fish finders and all that stuff,
Yeah. No,
Uh,
but there's a certain amount of things you could do. I mean, I've seen people make their own kayak carts.
yeah,
I mean, if you have a big kayak, like we have big kayaks, I probably wouldn't make my own. I mean, I got the Wilderness Systems cart, then that thing is gravy, man. I love it.
yeah, yeah. That's the double rail, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's not cheap, but nothing good is. I mean, it's like $220 right now, brand new,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you don't want that
If you
thing to
ever,
break off halfway through the launch.
no, you don't want that. I've never got around to making them. I've actually seen guys make their own. Like literally, I'm at the boat ramp and they're like, "Oh, I made this out of PVC," and I'm just looking like, "Guys, that's only like an inch PVC. That's gonna crack in like 3 seconds." And there, it just destroys it as he pulls a little bit of
Yikes.
pressure on it. Here's the issue. A little warning: if you are thinking about doing a DIY, a lot of guys are like, "Oh, the easy way to do it is stick it up through the scupper hole." And if you've been around the kayak fishing world, you'll know that's a bad idea. But let me share with you why. A lot of times people do that, and if your kayak is not rated to have a scupper hole cart, do not put it in there. Like a few are rated for that. You know that because they'll sell them, right? It'd be like Hobie in the Hobie scupper hole cart. But what happens a lot of times, guys will put those, stick them up in there, and then they start dragging these things over top of roots or up over a ledge or out of the boat ramp, and they catch it, and it starts to create a lot of pressure where that kayak was not designed to have pressure, and what you end up getting is a crack there. And yes, you can repair cracks, but one of the hardest places to repair a crack in your kayak is down in a scupper hole, an inch down there. And it's a pain in the rear. So do yourself a favor, either get a wilderness system, get a double rail. There's a lot of other, if you have a lighter kayak out there, they have some other options for you in the sea tugs type of thing. I think the
Yeah.
double rail is solid if you got a heavy kayak. I
Yeah.
personally love the native sidekicks.
Those things are sick,
Absolutely.
man. I saw it on
Yeah.
your setup.
Yeah.
Is that like the Boondocks landing gear? Like
It's
same
not
idea?
boondocks. Same idea, right? But these ones, I mean, I'm sure you could mod out the wheels. All the groovies that I've seen have had plastic wheels, and those are fine, right? Those will work. I love the pneumatic wheels.
Okay.
And so I have an OG native sidekicks, and then I have the kind of newer versions. Of course, they've upgraded them for my my Bonafide P137, and I don't typically like wet launch my kayak, and so I'm the guy who will kind of park and put it all together, and then I'll wheel it down, and within 2 minutes I could be in the water and kayaking. So that's why I love them. I also fish a lot of places here in Ohio where you can't wet launch, and so I don't want to be in it. Like I'm going from pond to pond to pond to pond, probably 10, 15 ponds a day, and I don't want to have
Mm.
to keep on putting it on a kind of double rail cart like a wilderness systems. So that's why I absolutely love the native sidekicks. Hey, some people it works. You just got to know where you fish often and what will work for you.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
I wasn't watching any of the comments recently. You see anything you want to answer there? Let me see here.
I don't think I'm seeing the comments on my side, man.
No, you're not. Here we go.
No.
Austin Tackle. Jay, I'm gonna let you hit this one. What kayak would you get if you just wanted to try out kayak fishing with a $2,000 budget? Include that paddle.
All right. So if you wanted to just try it out, so probably my first answer would be I like Vibe. Vibe makes some really good kayaks.
Okay.
Their Shearwater 125 is pretty sick. It has a really good weight capacity, so 450 or 475 pounds.
Okay.
The cool thing about it though, and it's a $1,700, right? The cool thing about it though is that it comes with a pedal drive hole, so you can upgrade to the pedal drive later on.
There we
So
go.
you can just paddle it, or you can put a motor on it. You can do whatever you want. But say you're not ready to commit fully to a pedal drive,
Mhm.
then after you wet your feet for a little bit, decide to get a pedal drive, you can do so.
Yeah. You know what I love about the pedal drive, and I skip paddle. Oh, I have a paddle. It's a Sun Dolphin, and I fish from it every once in a while when I kind of limited on what I'm traveling with or what I can, throw it in the back of. Paddle kayaks, a lot of times the sitting kayaks are really difficult for fish because my view is if you were fishing like I sit on top and fishing and just kind of sit in, my visibility sucks in a sit-in, as you can imagine, right? I can't see the
Mhm.
holes, I can't see the weed lines, I can't see the fish, I can't see anything, and it's a huge disadvantage for me. And so if you can get yourself a sit on top kayak to kind of put some seat risers to get up, you'll be amazed at your ability to be able to put that lure where you want to put it, where you think those fish are going to be. And it's a huge advantage in my opinion. All right, here.
Especially if you get something you can stand up on.
Oh, oh yeah. And sometimes it's nice just to stand up. I mean, when you're sitting for a few hours, you're like, I just need to stretch my back or whatever.
Yeah.
Stand up for 10 minutes. I stand up all the time. I have a 10 footer. I have a 12.7. I've never once fell out of a kayak or even close to doing it. I mean, I hit standing timber and all that stuff. And so try standing up. Obviously, you got to have some good balance. And as some guys and gals out there just don't want to risk it. Hey, I get it. I get it. All right. Well, we are a little bit over time here. Real quick, Curtis, I actually have a Blue Dot Kona kayak cart. Is what he uses for his big water 132 PDL. It's just like the wilderness systems, it's a little cheaper, and it is true. I have one of
Okay.
those sitting in my garage.
Oh, nice.
So something to think about if you're looking for a little cheaper option. Same aluminum, same stainless steel screws. You kind of take it apart. A lot of times people don't think about it when they buy these kayak carts. Is like they drag them a lot of times. They'll drag their boat from their car down to the water, and that might be 100 yards. And then if you don't have one that kind of breaks apart, you got to run that thing back up to your
Hmm.
car. And if you fish where I fish, in pretty sketchy areas, you're leaving your kayak and all your upgrades and everything just sitting there, which probably wouldn't be a problem. But all it takes is one joker decides to run off with something that you're sitting there. So things to consider. You can break those apart, stick them in your hatch, and be on your way. All right. Well, I got one last question for you, Jay. Um, Loved having you on tonight, but what does 2023 look like for you, your channel? Do you have some goals? What's going on in your brain?
Man. So, I mean, 2023 started. So it started unlike these last, like, so I put it this way. I was surprised with the amount of growth that I've seen with my channel, with the
Mhm.
Facebook group, right? Because my video, especially the kayaks for big dudes, started taking off right in the beginning of the year and
Yeah.
started picking up some momentum. So it definitely is. It's encouraging to see that, and I'm sure you've seen that on your end, where just certain videos start to hit, and you're like,
Yep.
man, I could really just start pumping out some more work. It's encouraging to see that. So. I mean, I'm on the full grind mode with the channel. I'm starting to ramp up the video. I want to do exactly like you do and have these queued up to go, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not scrambling every weekend trying to get everything edited and ready for Monday.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a lot more videos. I'm working with Johnny Boats, and feel free with this Johnny Boats Bass 100. I'm really excited to put out some more videos for them.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully meeting up with their marketing team later on this summer. They're coming up to the Northeast, and we might
Okay.
do like a video shoot out here, and just hoping to get some more partnerships like that with just like really cool manufacturers, really cool people. One thing that I'm excited to do is we're gonna start doing through the Facebook group, Kayak Fishing Dads. We're gonna start doing some meetups this year.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, man. So I'm gonna do one here in the Northeast, like Pennsylvania area. My buddy Fernando is gonna host one down in Georgia, and hopefully Lucas over in Lake Sinclair will get one going too for this summer. So I know like we have people from all over in the group, so it's hard to kind of get one where everyone can be part of it. But
Right.
just meet up so that we can encourage the community to grow and help each other out. And we're all in different parts of this journey, so it's good when we can lend a hand to each other.
For sure, for sure. Guys, if you have not yet done so, please help us out. Hit that like button. Helps us get the replay kind of yardage. YouTube's like, hey, people like that video. They'll push it out to more. If you haven't done this either, head over to Jay's channel, Bearded Dad Fishing. Give him a sub. I'm looking forward to what's coming out from you. If they're anything like the latest videos you got, guys, you're in for a treat. So, Jay, thank you for your time. Guys, see you next week. I have Kayak Angler Magazine on. So that's going to be interesting. Little different angle there because I know that they are all the time talking about all things kayak fishing. So pretty pumped about that. Thank you, guys. See you next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. See you.
All right, guys. Peace.